Today we're out for a hike on this wonderful Father's Day, and we're going to talk to you about the things that, no matter if it's an overnight trip or a day hike, that you should bring in your pack.
Let's hit the trail.
Okay, let's go.
So what do you think of some important things that you want to take when you are out hiking?
Well, the first thing that we always, I don't know if it's kind of a take, but it's also a set, is our All Trails app, right? One, it helps us keep track of the kilometers that we put on, but also it's handy so it can tell us if it's a trail that we're unfamiliar with, what route we're taking.
So I know there's other kinds like Onyx, which we see advertised a lot.
Yeah.
In Canada, I don't know what people use, but All Trails is definitely the one we use. It's available. It's reasonably priced.
Exactly. It's easy because it's on our phones.
Yeah, exactly. And what I like about it is if you pay for a subscription, you get the offline feature to be able to download offline trails.
Yeah.
So we've gone on the Fundy Trail a lot. It's great to be able to have a feature just in case you're out of cell signal. Mm-hmm. If you have the phone or the maps stored on your phone, you can just reference the map and everything's there.
Exactly. I actually downloaded the map for our next big overnight hike coming up here in a few weeks.
Excellent.
What do you think is important to have in your pack for every trip?
I think it depends. So it depends largely how long you plan on hiking.
Right.
I mean, every pack is different, right? So
True.
Right now we're training, so we're carrying heavy packs. I've got 30 pounds in my pack. You've got
just a little over 20.
A little over 20. So we're training for our next big hike. But I think there's some certain things you definitely want to carry. Like every pack should probably have a poop kit.
Yep.
I mean, the chances of using the washroom, or actually not a washroom, the chances of using a poop kit while you're hiking,
pretty high.
Pretty high. I'm sure, you just might need to use one. So that's something I think everyone should carry. I also think it depends on the time of year. Mm-hmm. So, as an example, if you're doing a day hike in the winter, you probably want to have something to start a fire.
Right.
If you're day hiking and weather is a concern, maybe you want to carry an extra jacket or something to keep you warm, right? So I think it all depends on where you're at and in which part of the world you're in. I know here it's the summer. It's a little chilly at night. We probably don't have to carry stuff for emergencies.
No.
But there is certain things I always carry.
Yeah.
No matter what. And for us, particularly, cold will hurt you.
Yes.
And so that's the big thing. I think most water is safe to drink, and there's a lot of water sources, so I'm not so worried about water filters, but it's cold is the one that can really get to us.
From a safety perspective as well, something we always make sure we take is a first aid kit, because you never know. It's easy to trip lots of routes. You can fall, cut yourself, twist an ankle. Just, it's nice to have those things. It's peace of mind.
Yeah, I mean, you could get a hot spot on your foot.
Yeah.
You'd want to fix that. I mean, if somebody got hurt and skinned their knee, you'd want to be able to treat that. So, I mean, first aid kit is definitely something you want to take. And what we've noticed, and you probably noticed too, is there's different first aid kits based off of how long you're going outside or how many people are going outside. So as an example, for you and I, we don't need the biggest first aid kit in the world. But if we went with our kids, we probably want to take a bigger one.
Exactly.
And if we're going for longer periods of time, you might consume more first aid supplies.
Right.
So you want a bigger first aid kit.
Right. And you can, those first aid kits, some people make their own. We purchased ours at our local outdoor store. So we're out today on our hike, and it's here in our town that we live in, Grand Bay Westfield, and it's a really nice trail. There's a little bit of elevation, so it's great for training, but also it's really neat because right behind us here, it's right next to an old railroad track. So sometimes when we're out for a walk, the train goes by.
Maybe we'll see one today.
Maybe.
We are out training today, and we're training for our next big hike, so we've got our backpacks loaded. But what I'm testing is actually a pair of zero-sole shoes. But really, I'm just trying to strengthen my ankle and my foot mobility. It's come a long way in the last couple of years.
Yes.
But what I find especially when you're training. You really want to work all those little tendons and ligaments and bones, we'll say, with a harder walk, so that when you go to experience the real thing, that's not what's holding you back. But it does take a while to heal these types of injuries. But the only way to do it is to put enough tension into those spots that need the work, let it heal, and just keep doing that until you strengthen your foot. But a zero sole shoe is definitely the way to do it.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, it also might help you identify areas, you know, that you're like, oh, I didn't know that was going to hurt my foot or my ankle or whatnot. So it's important to identify those before you actually go out for a big hike.
So you don't have mobility issues in your foot. What are you wearing today?
I'm wearing my Hokas. I've had back issues in the past, so I always like to wear a really supportive shoe, and my Hokas have been great for that.
Melissa, I've sent you videos where people would crawl into these little spaces and get stuck.
Yes.
And my heart would be pounding. Wouldn't you have a lot of fun crawling into that space?
I don't know if fun is the right word, but it causes me to feel claustrophobia right now, just even looking at that and thinking about climbing through a small space, because you don't know how small it's going to get and how quickly.
So definitely I'm not, that is something I'd never do. Do not do this at home.
No.
I can't imagine any of that ending in something good. So
No.
I like the open woods and the wild and lots of space. I don't like getting stuck in small spaces.
No, me neither.
All right, let's continue.
Let's go. So the nice thing about this trail, I know we talked about having a poop kit, but on this trail, there's actually, if you look right behind Greg here, there's Porta-Potties.
And so for people that don't carry poop kits, this would be your savior. If you don't have a poop kit, you're beep out of luck.
That's right.
Pun intended.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you hear that?
Yes, I do. We just talked about it not that long ago.
We're hearing a train coming.
Train is coming.
It's a coming.
And it'll be loud when it gets here. Oh, it's tooting.
No, that was me.
That's hard to do with the pack on. Woo! So we told you some of the essential things that we always carry in our pack. So a med kit and our poop kit. And where do you keep those things, Greg?
You want to keep them in pouches that are easily accessible. Now, because a med kit and a poop kit's a little bigger, I store mine in my brain of my backpack. And for folks that don't know, I'll show you, Melissa. The brain's right here on your backpack. If you've got one, some backpacks don't. But it's really the pouch that you can access most easily in an emergency, because those two things,
right,
I would say, would constitute an emergency of quick. You know, I need to do something quick, and I need to be able to find it. What you don't want to be is digging through a pack to find this stuff.
Right. So what are some of the other things that you carry that you want to have easily accessible?
For me, there's a couple things I think that are important. So I'm wearing cargo pants right now. Generally, I wear pants that I can store my phone in. I don't generally need a wallet when I'm hiking. I do carry some keys, but the keys might go in my brain, where there's that, my backpack brain, there's like a tether for like your important things, and it's just really my car key, so I'll leave that there. But you'll see I've got side pockets. I'm lucky enough that this backpack has side pockets. But in my right side, because I'm right-handed, I want to be able to access stuff. This is the easy stuff I like to access. So I've got, actually, sunscreen, stick sunscreen. What that's for is I don't want to burn when I'm out walking. Generally, I cover myself up with the right clothes, but my arms are exposed, and if I need to use sunscreen, I've got a stick there that definitely works. And on the other side, I've got probably more nuanced things, but it's also more emergency things. So I've got three things tethered together. One is a Swiss Army knife. So the idea here is, if I forgot my regular knife, I actually carry a knife with me in my pocket, and it's more for protection in emergencies than anything. But this is a little smaller, and it's really for if I somehow lost my knife, or it's got tools on it if I need to cut something with scissors, maybe tape to put on my foot.
Right.
And I've got tweezers here that I can pull things out with. So it's really a multi-tool that I can use to help us if we're in need of help. The other thing I have too is a fire beaner, so it's all connected to a fire beaner. If you don't know what these are, there's a knife on them to cut cordage. You can use it too as a, I forget the name, carabiner. You can use it as a carabiner.
Yep.
And for anything.
Yep.
And it's also got this little dial that you can spin to create a spark to potentially start a fire if you needed to, that's a great thing. So if you cook and need a spark, you've got one. If your piezo burner fails on you while you're on the field and you're doing a couple day hike, you've got a spark. Really, like, that's well worth the backup. And so for me, it's like, it's great. I also carry a lighter, but this is just some redundancy. And then finally, I'm missing my cloth, but I carry a nano cloth. So why I carry a nano cloth? We go hiking and we like to stay clean.
Yeah.
And so what we'll do is warm up some water when we settle down for the night and wash up with the nano cloth. And it allows us to really stay clean when we hike. Feel much better.
Yeah.
Really good product. And I'll put a link for all of these things in our in the description. You see what I carry, Melissa. What do you carry?
Actually the same thing. So on this side I keep my cell phone. It's nice to have these hip belt pockets if you can. And I have the same things as Greg did. Different brand, but I do have my sunscreen. Oops, that's my car keys because I drove today. My fire beaner. And my little Swiss Army knife. So as you can see, I can just pull these out in a flash.
What you might want to do is consider attaching your fire beaner to your knife so you don't lose anything, and even your keys. Like, the fire beaner's a really good way to organize your stuff. So the idea is because it's a bigger thing, it's harder to lose and it's easier to find. And if you attach your keys to it, you've got everything all connected. You won't lose any of that now.
That's right. And it goes. So we just finished our hike and we shared our everyday hiking essentials with you. Did we miss anything? Or is there something that you feel should be in everyday hiking essentials? Let us know in the comments below.
All right, we are going to, at this point, we're going to head back home, have some supper, and probably relax in the hot tub and rest our weary bones.
That's right. And thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.